Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack those dense financial filings and find the juicy bits so you don't have to. Today we are diving into the latest report from A.C.A.D.I.A Realty Trust, the A.K.R. ticker. Get ready because this report might just have some surprises hiding in those numbers. Before we jump in, if you like getting these corporate insights delivered straight to you, make sure you are subscribed. And hey, we have a growing community on Discord, all linked down in the description, so come join the conversation. Alright, so we are looking at an 8K filing from A.C.A.D.I.A Realty Trust. Think of an 8K as a special announcement from a company when something big happens that investors need to know about right away. This one is dated the 28th of October 2025, and it is basically telling us about their latest financial picture for the recent quarter. The key date here is the 28th of October 2025, which tells us this report is about events that happened up to and including that date. Our focus is on A.C.A.D.I.A Realty Trust. They incorporated in Maryland, and their stock trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker A.C.A.D.I.A. Now, what are they registered? The big one here is their common shares of beneficial interest. This is basically the stock that most people buy and sell. It trades on the New York Stock Exchange under that A.C.A.D.I.A symbol we mentioned. The main reason for this filing is to talk about their results of operations and financial condition. This is where we get to see how the company performed financially. So on the 28th of October, they put out a press release detailing their financial results for the quarter ending the 30th of September 2025. This is the core of what we are digging into today. They are essentially giving the public an update on how things are going financially. Attached to this report is that press release, and it acts as our primary window into their recent performance. They also included some supplemental reporting information. This often means they are providing more detailed data or perhaps presenting it in a slightly different way than the main financial statements. It is like getting the director's cut of their financial story. And who is signing off on this? John Gottfried, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This is the person responsible for the company's financial health and reporting. Now let us get to the really interesting part, the numbers. Were things looking up or down for A.C.A.D.I.A Realty Trust in this latest quarter? While this filing does not contain the complete financial tables directly within the provided text, we can infer from the description of the attached exhibits that the press release and supplemental information contain these key financial results. Typically for a real estate trust, these kinds of reports would focus on metrics like funds from operations, rental income, occupancy rates, and property values. Let's imagine we are looking at the actual financial data. If we saw something like funds from operations for the quarter were, say, $50 million, and last year for the same quarter they were $40 million, that would be a fantastic sign. That is a 25% increase. In real terms, this could mean they collected more rent, generated more income from their properties, or perhaps sold off some assets at a profit. This would suggest the company is growing and becoming more profitable. On the flip side, if funds from operations had dropped to say $30 million from $40 million, that would be a 25% decrease. This could signal trouble like lower rental income due to empty properties, a drop in rental rates, or increased operating costs. This would be a red flag for investors and shareholders. Another critical metric for a real estate investment trust, or REIT, is occupancy rate. If the report showed an occupancy rate of 95% and the previous year it was 90%, that is excellent news. It means more than 95% of their rentable space is filled with tenants. This directly translates to more predictable and higher rental income, a strong indicator of a healthy portfolio. However, if the occupancy rate had dipped to say 85% from 90%, it would suggest they are struggling to attract or retain tenants. This could be due to increased competition, a weakening market, or issues with their properties themselves. A falling occupancy rate generally leads to lower revenue and potentially higher costs to find new tenants. Looking at rental income itself, if it grew by say 10% from the previous period, it suggests their leases are performing well, and they might be increasing rents or have secured new leases at higher rates. If rental income, however, saw a significant decline, maybe by 8%, it could mean they are facing lease expirations with lower renewal rates, rising vacancies, or a need to offer concessions to keep tenants. The story here is about how well A.C.A.D.I.A Realty Trust is managing its properties and generating income from them. These are the numbers that tell whether the company is effectively growing its asset base and delivering value to its shareholders. The attached press release and supplemental information are likely packed with these kinds of insights, painting a picture of their operational success or challenges. Now, looking at these results more broadly, if the numbers show growth in key areas like funds from operations and occupancy rates, it indicates A.C.A.D.I.A Realty Trust is likely on a positive trajectory. This means they are probably executing their business strategy effectively, and the real estate market conditions are favorable for them. Strengths would be a well-managed portfolio and strong tenant demand. On the other hand, if the numbers are showing declines in these critical metrics, it would suggest potential weaknesses. This could include issues with property management market headwinds or a struggling portfolio. Risks might involve increased competition, economic downturns affecting rental demand, or rising interest rates increasing borrowing costs for a real estate company. The overall direction of ACADIA Realty Trust appears to be tied very closely to the performance of its real estate assets. Their ability to maintain high occupancy rates and generate consistent rental income will be key to their continued success. Any significant shifts in these metrics will tell a clear story about the company's health and strategic effectiveness. Alright, that is our breakdown of ACADIA Realty Trust's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.